Hello everyone, welcome back to Real Red Talk. This is your preview for the game against Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford tomorrow night. We've got a big show for you lot today. As you can see, we've got Aaron, Severe, Sam, and one of Tottenham's very own, Devonte, on the show. How you doing, Devonte? Does it feel weird being behind enemy lines?
No. I live in money, so this is normal to me. You get me? You're all
Okay.
ups to me. It don't matter.
Okay, fair enough. Aaron, how you doing, mate? Fresh trim?
Yeah, yeah, man, not
Clean?
bad.
Nice.
I'm all right being on with a Tottenham fan for now.
Yeah, for now. It's only what, 40 minutes, so Sam, how are you doing?
Yeah, all good, mate. Tottenham's one of the few teams I actually like. Like, I hate a lot of teams, but Tottenham I don't mind it. And my girlfriend's a big fan of Son, so I've got to kind of like him a little bit. So
I think it's safe to say we're all big fans of Son, to be honest.
Yeah.
An absolute baller. And we also have Severe. How you doing, mate? Audio. Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Is that better?
yeah,
Sorry.
you're good.
Yeah, I was just saying same thing with Sam. Like I've never had any reason to like hate Tottenham or anything. So yeah, I mean apart from when we play them, but apart from that, there's there's no bad blood.
Absolutely, fully agree with that. It should make for an interesting preview. Before we start the show though, guys, if you're new to the channel or like the content in general, please click that subscribe button in the bottom right corner of your screen and smash a like on the video if you're feeling extra nice. As always, we start the previews off with a little bit of trivia, and this is related to both teams, so Manchester United and Tottenham. And the first question I've got for you lot is, who do you think has more Premier League goals overall, Cristiano Ronaldo or Son Heung-min?
Ooh.
Do I just answer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go.
if you go for it.
Ronaldo.
Okay.
Ronaldo's
Aaron?
20 club, surely.
Who do you think?
Feels like a trick question, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Son.
Yeah, I think it's a trick question, so I'm going Son.
It's a lot closer than people think anyway. Severe? What are you going for?
20 goals against the last Premier League season. I might go Ronaldo just.
So, Cristiano Ronaldo has 103 goals in the Premier League. Son Heung-min has 96 goals in the Premier League.
Bastard.
Yeah, so he's only 7 behind him, literally 7 goals behind him, which I thought it might be a little bit, of a bigger gap there, but very close. Next one, we famously signed Dimitar Berbatov from Tottenham for around £30 million, but what I want to know is, who did he score more goals for, United or Tottenham? Could be another trick question. Who knows?
I think United.
Yeah, United.
Again, this is a lot closer than I thought as well. Are you all going with United? Full house?
I am.
Yeah, man.
I'll go United because he would have played more competitions with United than Tottenham. So I'll go Man United.
Sam, do you agree with that?
Yeah, United.
Yeah, so he scored 48 goals for United, but only 46 goals for Spurs. So literally 2 goals in it between them. So yeah, it is Man United. What a player. And the final question, this is more about personal preference. So Devontae, I'll go to you first on this. As a Spurs fan, what's one position you would identify your team, or in your team, as an area that needs recruitment, and name one player you would put in that position? So let's say, for example, I don't know, you need a right back. What right back would you go and get? I don't watch Spurs enough to kind of know. Do you know what I mean?
We need like a creative midfielder,
Okay.
Who would I get? Oh,
Someone like Christian Eriksen?
yeah, that's what, yeah. You know what's mad? I didn't want him, but you know who I'll say? I'll say Bernardo Silva.
Ooh,
What a player.
Good choice.
What a player Bernardo Silva is, man. He is unreal. I had a debate with my mate about 6 months ago, and I was adamant. I'm saying he's not world class. He's not world class. And the past even for City, just like towards the end of the season and the start of the season, the guy is just unreal, absolutely unreal, and he would improve any team. I'd take him at United in a heartbeat. Same question to the other lads. Obviously, United fans. What position? What player? One player, should I say? Try not to go into it too much.
There's about 4 positions, isn't there?
Yeah. What do you think we need the most?
Striker. I think that's the dying one that we need right now. My personal preference has always been Tammy Abraham. He would be my guy. I think he's a very good player, and I think he's done it in the Premier League, and I think he could do it for United as well.
Okay. Aaron?
It's definitely a striker. I think we're all going to say a striker in it, but
To be fair, I thought one of you might go for right back. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, I was gonna go right back.
Okay.
nah, man, we got one Bissaka. Nah, striker, and I'd probably go with João Felix.
Oh, some very good shouts in here today. Survey, you got to pull one out of the bag now. Another good shout.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna go right back, and I'll go Hakimi.
I think it cost about 100 mil though, wouldn't it, Hakimi? To be fair.
Well, we're speaking hypothetically.
Yeah.
We're fantasy booking, mate. We're fantasy
Yeah.
booking.
What about you, Nick?
I was not prepared for this question to go towards myself.
Off the top of your dome,
I will
mate.
go. I really think we need a creative midfielder because if we lose out on Eriksen, I'll just go for something different because you've gone for striker and Sophia's gone for right back. So I will go with a creative midfielder. Oh, the market isn't amazing.
You're not picking a goalkeeper after all the shit you've said about David De Gea.
You know what, De Jong, just De Jong. I really want De Jong in this team, man.
I was wondering what took you so long because I thought.
Yeah. Frankie De Jong, man. It's still on next summer, 2023.
For fuck's sake.
Don't worry about it. No, come on, De Jong's the guy, man. The Barca are absolutely disrespecting him, not playing him because when he came on against Inter, he looks like an absolute baller. Anyway, let's look to the game tomorrow, lads. Both teams looking to finish in that top 4 spot. Spurs have only lost 1 game this season so far, and that was against the bitter rivals Arsenal. Sorry about that, Devontae. However, they are currently level on points with Manchester City near the top of the table. They've won 3, drew 1, and lost 1 in their last 5 games, and it seems like Conte's made them a lot more resilient than previous regimes, and they're starting to put together, a little bit of a good run of form now. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough game. Devontae, just talk to me about life as a Spurs fan, the transformation under Antonio Conte from what I thought was diabolical football under Nuno, and your recruitment over the summer, if you can. Just give me like an overall.
Yeah, I mean, life as a Tottenham fan's hard, man, because we don't win anything. You get me? Like, right at the end of the season, man, I just sat there, hands in pockets, watching. So it's not great. I've seen some final losses. Wow, but it's a very dire place that we're in. Transfer window in this summer again, bit shocking. Richarlison, a lot of money, already injured, bit meaty anyway, so wasn't really what we needed. Kulusevski's a big baller, Bentancur's a big baller. We got them before though, so it's one of them. Basuma again, big baller, but we play 2 midfield. What's the point? Who else did we get?
He hasn't played often for you, I'd say Bizuma, as much as I thought he would.
Nah,
he was big on the market. Even as a United fan, I was looking at him and thinking I would go get Bizuma right now, obviously before we got Casemiro.
I think he either got. I know Conte said like it's not easy to play for him in it. Like you've got a kind of, you know what I mean. So I feel like there's that to it as well. But we got Spence at right back, and that's our weak spot. And my man don't play, so I'm not sure what Conte is doing. I'm really not. But Conte didn't want Spence, so But yeah, I don't like
Conte. Holiday or something.
No.
Is he got to the same place as Donny? Because where the fuck's he?
Yeah,
just into the wilderness.
Yeah, right.
Holding bench.
The right back situation for you, I look at someone like Doherty, and I'm going to get into it later on, but that's someone who I'd look to target because I honestly don't rate him at all. Emerson's another one, silly with decisions. Obviously got that red card, didn't he, last week or the week before. Not convinced on him either, so that's an area that I would look at if I was United going into the game tomorrow night. What about his style of football, Deontay? Because that's I said Deontay then, sorry, Devontae. That's I don't know where that came from, but yeah, that's something I look at. And I'm like, if you're winning, it's absolutely fine, and you're loving it. But if them results start going against you, the style of football really gets criticised, doesn't it?
Well, I said I wasn't gonna watch Spurs the weekend just gone, and I did watch them in the end, but that's because I had nothing else to do. But I wasn't gonna watch them because I'm not liking it. I'm not enjoying my 90 minutes. So that's how you get me. Like, man, are passing the ball side to side. We're at home and we're holding. We're waiting to counter. That's not what I want to see. Don't get it twisted. We get the results. I hear that. That's all good and well. And obviously, if we win the league, we win the league. That's what they did with Chelsea. They played awful, stinking football for 80 minutes and they won last 10 a lot of the time. But me as someone who's paying my good Sky Sports subscription, I don't want to see that. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? I imagine I paid my good money to go Tottenham to get the train.
It's £8 a month, mate. I understand exactly where you're coming from.
So obviously I'll watch tomorrow's match because it's you, man, innit? But really, I don't want to watch it. I think that's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a great match. I think it's gonna be two teams trying to counter each other, and they're gonna counteract each other. So
yeah, I have to.
Everything does have to go on to. Surely there's some kind of optimism with Tottenham. I mean, at the moment, you're level on points with Man City. That should be there should be a little bit of optimism at least. Yeah, I mean, you're not playing well and you're still winning. I mean, that's how we got past. That's how we won a lot of trophies under Sir Alex. You know, we never always played like beautiful football. There were times when we had to grind out the 1-0s, you know, or we had to come back from 1-1 and score like a 90th minute goal. I know everything that's. Sorry, go on.
Other than the best manager of all time, any sport. Other than that, you've also had a team full of winners. We've got a team full of men who have not won niche, and that's why we're not winning the league or the Champions League or the FA Cup. Man, need to buy winners. Need to buy players from good teams that win. Yeah,
Harry Kane, no winner.
No, he's not. What's he won?
I'm just. Listen. I'm the host. I'm posting the questions. That's all I'm saying.
He's won the Audi Cup and bare trophies for himself. But we need team winners. Until you win as a team, you're not gonna win nothing.
Yeah,
that's
but
simple.
Yeah.
Is Conte
I get that, but
Conte not doing that though? Is he not buying winners? He's bought Perisic. Obviously, won the league at Inter Milan.
Isn't Perisic 70? I
was gonna say, Perisic is
still a baller.
Perisic is older than Severe.
Right.
Perisic is older than Severe, so like this is bollocks.
Oh, we've got some boomer talk here. Some boomer talk. Severe, sorry, what was you going to come in and say then?
No, I was just going to say. I mean, I forgot the question I was going to ask. But it was like, don't you feel there should still be some little bit of optimism, you know, at the very least?
Yeah,
I think you're being harsh, man.
I do hear what he's saying, but maybe you are watching the 90 minutes that I'm watching because it's not fun to watch.
Mate, we did it last season. Last season was fucking awful. Like it was bad. Bad last season.
Pragmatic, counter-attacking football. Mourinho was similar style as well at times.
We've done it.
We was playing long ball to Fellaini at times. Don't forget.
Just a quick question. How long has Conte been there? Like a year and a half.
Since about last November, December-ish. You get me? So.
Yeah. So about just about a year.
Yeah, but his contract runs out end of this season as well. Let's not forget that. So he might not even be there. So I might just have a full season of bad football and then nothing at the end of it.
Nothing.
Yeah. But if you get into the Champions League football with that bad football, is that acceptable? In your opinion?
Obviously, that's the aim for every team because that's the financial aim. I'm a fan. I want to see man win and play good. I want to see goals. Yeah. I don't want to see 1-0 headers at the back post, 89th minute Harry Kane. That's not my vibe. Yeah, I'm not wasting 90 minutes of my time. I can go cinema, I can watch film, I can spend time with my family. Simple as. I'm here for the fun of it. You know what I mean? Even if you listen, I've seen Tottenham get beat 4-0 before, and I said, right, that was a good game. I don't get it twisted, right? I hit the bottle after it, but it was a good game. You know what I mean?
Hit the bottle.
It's entertainment. Remember, sport is entertainment. I hear it's a sport, but I'm here for entertainment. And if it's not entertaining, it's dry to me.
I like here's a question for Devo. If Conte doesn't win nothing this season, does he go?
It depends how good he does, because I do think that if he gets, I don't know, FA Cup final and they lose and he'll stay, or if he does get final Champions League, which he's never done because he's a bum, then you know he's gonna like. But if those things happen, or if man gets second or something like that, then he will stay. But if he comes fourth and he's thinking, yeah, this team's not really working for me, a man won the league at Inter and got off. Let's not forget that. That. He's a man who stands on his ground.
Well, that was because he didn't get financially backed on it with Inter Milan, because they weren't going to back him to the players that he wanted. He was like, no,
he's like the worst guy for backing a manager.
It can be.
So do I think Levy and them man would back Conte? Like for the signings Conte wants to make, and Conte likes to sign old man, you know. Remember, look at the signings they made at Inter. Ashley Young, Ericsson, who just had his heart mashed up on big P's as well. You know, like, let's not get it twisted. He makes some strange signings that, all right, if they work for him, but once Conte's gone, do them signings work?
It's very similar to Mourinho in that kind of sense. Like when he obviously came, he was signing players like Zlatan, Alexis Sanchez, These kind of guys, like the age profile, they're there for 3 years, 2-3 years, win a lot of trophies, and then they kind of go. That's just their kind of blueprint as managers. But they are proven winners. But I understand the perspective you're coming from there. From our side, lads, we had a frustrating draw against Newcastle on Sunday. We're heading into a busy, tough fixture list. Some players are touch and go whether they can start or not. Starting to get a couple of injuries, but one positive I'm feeling at least at the minute is we've been relatively sound defensively, apart from the Manchester derby. Severe for you, in regards to the fixtures and the games coming up. Do you have any worries for the game tomorrow? And does the busy schedule concern you at all?
It's a very, very tough 7 days to come, because we played Newcastle, then we've got Tottenham, and then we've got Chelsea, and I think, who do we have after Chelsea?
West Ham.
West Ham, yeah. So, yeah, it's one of them ones, and we're already beginning to feel it, like injury-wise. We're not sure if Eriksen will be back tomorrow. Even if it's back, we don't know if it's a full fit Everton. I've from the start of the season, I've managed my expectations already. I just want us to see, I'd like to see progress in terms of how we play. I know that's for the long term, but deep down inside me, I'll take a shameless 1-0 penalty tomorrow. Gladly, I'll gladly take that. I don't see us winning against Chelsea for some reason. I just don't see us winning, and I think the best we get tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we have to. I mean, it's too much to ask Liverpool, Spurs, and Chelsea. So I don't know. I don't want to say I'm feeling pessimistic, but I have a very realistic approach to these games. And I'm not just going to expect us to get 3 points in every single game. Whatever happens, happens. I just want to see a nice pattern of play. This season was already written off for me, because there's no manager that will come in with the players that we have and work miracles. It's absolutely impossible. So I've managed my expectations. If we win, I'll be happy. I just don't want to see like some a dismal display, but
Absolutely. And Sam, what's one thing you think we need to improve on if we're going to come away with the result tomorrow night?
Finishing, creating chances. That'd be a good start. The two of the gilt-edged chances we had yesterday were on Sunday, were ridiculous. Like the Fred chance, any other player except Fred, I think that goes in. And then Rashford, I don't understand how he's missed. Don't get it. Really don't.
50p head on him, didn't
I don't understand. Like, unbelievable. Yeah. And then Ronaldo, and then VAR's kind of fucking with us the last couple of games as well. The referees just seem to be not doing their jobs properly. Not just in our games, but every other game apparently. They just decided to bin it in a minute. So finishing would be a good start if Anthony Martial is out, which is what everybody's saying he is. We're going to have to do with Ronaldo up front, or we're going to have to play Rashford down the middle.
But that's a sentence you never thought you'd say, innit, Sam? We'd have to do with Ronaldo up top.
He's not in form, is he? Like he's
not. No, I agree.
He's not in form. He's lost a yard of pace. He's the GOAT by all means. He is, but he's just not the same guy he was. And I don't know how we get him back to the sort of form that we saw him last season without creating more chances. And we don't seem to be creating enough clear-cut chances. Like we did two, I think, what did we have, like 2 really clear-cut chances against Newcastle?
Well, I've got a stat here for you, Sam. In the last 3 games, we've had 84 shots attempted and scored 3 goals. Yeah. Not clinical at all. But obviously a lot of them came against like Ammonia and stuff.
Like a couple of them are like Anthony doing absolute bits, like cutting in and just bending it in, aren't they? So it's finishing and creating really good opportunities would be a really good start for us to sort of kill games off. Because I think if we start doing that, we start winning games. Because like you said in the beginning, our defense looks really, really good at the minute. So if we start killing off chances and scoring goals, then we're on our way then.
Yeah, well, a lot of people saying it's the hardest thing in football is putting the ball in the back of the net, and we are absolutely struggling to do that in a minute. Aaron, I'm going to ask you about United specifically a little bit later on, but I just want to get your thoughts on Tottenham this season. Do you see him getting into the top 4? Do you see him sustaining these results at the minute? Have you been impressed with him? Just talk to me about the opposition if you can.
In terms of top 4, I'm not sure because I do feel we'll get top 4, and I still think Liverpool are going to creep up somehow. But the way they play in that, yeah, I think it's typical Conte, innit? You know what you're getting with him. Tomorrow, I don't know, man. I feel like it's going to be like Devo said before, it's both trying to counter-attack each other. But I feel like they're more organised. I mean, they don't high press; they're more sitting. And I feel like we're susceptible to being broke on still, which worries me. So it's like if you're asking me who's got more chance of scoring from a counter attack, I feel like it's Tottenham. I think that's where we can be caught out. No, but I think they're doing all right, man. I think Devo's been a bit harsh on them, to be honest.
And likewise, Devo, give us your thoughts on United if you can, from what you've seen from us this season, if you've watched us at all. I'm only presuming.
To be fair, I have, and I've not liked what I've seen, and that's why I think tomorrow can be an interesting game. Thing is, it's like your team is in between playing counter and trying to play. It's like it's like a strange zone that you're in where you get the ball and then you try to play, but when you have an opportunity to counter, you counter, but then sometimes you can counter and don't. It's like your players don't know what you're doing at the same time, and that does come with time. And I think Ten Hag's a decent manager, so I think you will be good next year. But this year, and I think you'll see it more later on. You know, like when we get that World Cup's coming up. So when you have all that time to spend with a lot of the players that aren't going there, which to be fair might be quite a lot. You know, especially if Sancho and Rashford don't go, you're gonna have a lot of men there that are gonna spend a lot of time with the other men that aren't going, and you'll be able to build up some foundations or work on the foundations that have already been there from pre-season, blah blah blah. Right after that World Cup break, I think you man could really put a good run in, and you'll be in the Champions League because you'll probably win Europa.
I like what you said about the hybrid kind of style, because it's a good point you make. Because at the start of the season, he tried playing the Ten Hag philosophy, what you've seen from his Ajax teams. And we watched the Brentford watch along, didn't we, Sam? Or we did the Brentford watch along.
Do we have to talk about that?
Yeah, and one thing that sticks out straight in my head is De Gea trying to give it to Eriksen. Eriksen getting pressed the life out of, and then they go and score. And he definitely switched it up. He started playing a little bit of long ball when you're playing out from the back, like if and when we need to do it. And obviously a little bit more counter-attacking style, and you saw that against Liverpool and in the Arsenal game, which obviously picked up some points. And it's nice to see Ten Hag adapt to that. It just shows, because a lot of managers, you know, some of the best managers in the world, like Pep Guardiola, they're very stubborn. They won't change certain things, but Ten Hag adapted to it, and we got results from it. So yeah, I like that assessment you make.
Just a quick one, yeah. Obviously, like Devo was saying before, we're like a hybrid, but we struggle against teams that sit in a low block. So
we have done for years, haven't we, Aaron?
Yeah. For like Devo, are we going to struggle against your low block tomorrow, or are we going to struggle with you sitting in? Because we can never break that down.
100% you are, and that's why I hope Bruno starts tomorrow. Because listen, we're gonna see a lot of the ball if he's playing. But it's gonna be an interesting game. I don't think it's gonna be fun for either of us to watch. I hope it isn't. I hope it is, I should say, but I don't think it is, because I think it's gonna be you, man, with the ball side to side, trying to find something. You know what Ronaldo's like right now. Anthony's probably your only bright spot. Sancho's been playing like he stood in bare dog shit. Like, it's just questionable. So, and then Casemiro's passes are going wayward. If Eriksen don't play for you, it's going to be really spooky. Really spooky.
I do feel like that's a massive point, which again we're going to touch on Eriksen as well a little bit later on. I'm praying to God he starts, because if he doesn't and we've got to play Fred or another option, we might be stuck for a little bit of creativity. I said on the Newcastle preview before the game, counter-attacking football is Manchester United's kryptonite. There's no getting away from it. It is. Spurs are very solid defensively. They're playing away. They have world-class attacking options in Son and Kane, who, as we just touched on then, can hurt you in a quick transition. Under Conte, they've been a lot better at the back. I think they've got 3 clean sheets in the last 5 games. The mentality is completely switched, what you would associate with Spurs. You know, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, a good few years ago, I remember saying, I think it was Ferguson, was it? And he says, lads, it's Spurs. Like, come on. And then we went out and we went to beat you. But the mentality now has completely switched. One point I do want to pick on is away from home, they lost to Arsenal. They drew with West Ham and drew with Chelsea away. So big teams away from their beautiful stadium hasn't exactly been their cup of tea, if the cup of tea was 3 points. And one positive for us is the last time Spurs beat us at Old Trafford was 2020 in October, coincidentally. And that result was? Can any of us remember that game?
Is it 6-1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 6-1 game. Do you remember who got sent off?
Oh, I can't remember that one.
Marshall. Because fucking Harry Maguire was like, I'd never forgive him for that then. Never. I was like, Rashford was arguing and fucking Maguire was like, oh no, he's checked it, leave him. Do you want? Should never play for United again after that.
Yeah, it was a little slap on the. Was it at the back of Lamilla's head? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A little slap on the back of the head, and then since then it was just 6-1 at home.
Yo,
But
do you remember Rio got sent off for the same thing in a Champions League game against?
Yeah, it was like a little clip on it on the back of the head.
I think it was Bayer Leverkusen. He just cracked. Lucio, that was the player, cracked him on the back of the head, and then they were just like, Fred, and he was stood there going, what the fuck?
Yeah. So that is a positive for us. We have got a good record against Tottenham at Old Trafford. And if we cast our minds back to last season, Severe, Cristiano Ronaldo pulled us out of the shit, scoring a hat-trick. I think there was a deflection from Maguire for a Tottenham goal, which made it 2-2, and then Ronaldo scored a header from a corner. The question I want to ask you is, though, has he got the potential to pull something out of the bag tomorrow? 14 goals in 20 against Tottenham.
Yes. You know why? Because like someone said before, he is the GOAT. And you can never, ever, ever deny that. And Riley Reece stinks as well. So you put them two in one, and you not remember last year when he scored that absolute swinger top bins just from nowhere, just hit it. Like, remember, this is Cristiano Ronaldo we're talking about, biggest goal scorer of all time. He can score whenever he wants, not whenever he wants, but he has the ability to just score whenever. And he's a winner. Match winner, game winner. We've seen bicycle kicks against Juventus, the Champions League, everything. Barcelona, biggest games in the world. He's won Euros. All right, he's not won a World Cup, but neither is Messi. So, if we're talking, can he do it? Of course he can do it. Yeah, will he do it?
What do you think?
There, I think so.
What do you think, Severe? Talk to me. Cristiano Ronaldo tomorrow's game. Do you see a hat trick flying in?
Has the potential to do it, like Devontae said. But on current form, I don't see that happening. I don't see a hat trick happening. But that's the thing about Ronaldo. Like he turns up when you least expect him to do that. And tomorrow is just one of those games where everything looks bleak, and then he might just turn up and score. I'll be honest with you, in personal opinion, I don't think I'm not expecting that much from him. I want to see commitment, but just based on current form, I don't think I'm not sure. I'm not confident basically in Ronaldo tomorrow. I'm thinking more like people like Rashford, people like Anthony, people that can hit them on the break.
Yeah.
And just a quick point on what Aaron was saying earlier. I know we've struggled to break teams down in the past, but we've gotten so much better at it in terms of maintaining, in terms of like creating chances. Yes, we're not putting away the goals, but we are creating a lot of chances whenever players sit back. So I think if Tottenham try that, I think we have the potential to actually break them down.
I think one key thing in that is dragging, because obviously they play with a back three. When you can isolate them centre backs 1v1, like whoever the left centre back is, right centre back, and you drag them apart, you can expose that space in behind with a Rashford or with an Anthony. So they definitely need to be on it tomorrow, especially if Cristiano has been in the form of late.
Yeah, the biggest problem that we have is that when we're counting other the opposing halves, like we fully commit. So that's why you see against Omonia, and I can't remember the other counter-attack that we suffered. But whenever a player gets through, we're literally naked. Back, like there's no, because Martinez is so attack-minded. He's literally always trying to create passes, or he's always forward. So that's one thing we must suffer from, and I hope Ten Hag he's learned his lesson from that one, from the Omonia game. But yeah, let's see what happens.
I'm definitely keeping a close eye on Son and Harry Kane tomorrow, because they're going to be an absolute nightmare, I think. Sam, if Spurs win tomorrow, they go 10 points ahead of us in the table. I know it's still relatively early, but how much of a blow would that be for Champions League, for top four?
I think I said at the beginning of the season, United ain't getting top four. I didn't see us finishing top four this season. I think fifth, probably the best this season we can expect. This is a season for Ten Hag to find out like what he's got, people he's got, bring in the players he wants, implement his style of play, implement his system, all that sort of stuff. This is the season for him to do it. Next season's when we go and we start trying to win something, or at least challenge to win something. So for me, if we lose tomorrow and it takes a dent to our top 4 hopes, then it is what it is. Obviously, I don't want to lose, and I always want United to win, but I just don't. My expectations aren't massively high this season for top 4. Like, if it happens, fantastic, brilliant. But I think we'll finish 5th this year at best.
And the message in your head that you're standing by is basically it's a transitional season, so there's going to be a few bumps along the way. You can't expect too much, especially with the players that we've got. Yeah.
Patience,
a lot of people were kind of throwing a thing at us saying like, oh, well, you spent 220 million in the summer. It's like, yeah, we also spent 180 million on Wan-Bissaka, Fred, and Harry Maguire, and none of them can get in the team. So squad depth is significantly important, and people just look at the price tags and are like, oh, you spent this amount of money, but the recruitment's been awful.
Like 4 or 5 left in the summer who were all first team players. Well, one matter aside, like Matic was playing every week. Pogba was, when he was fit, was playing every week. Cavani was playing every week. So all these players were playing every week. They were first team players, and they all went.
Cavani could be asked.
Well, yeah, good point. Fair enough.
Yeah, the first season he was.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like first team players, and they all left. So we lost a lot of first team players. Like obviously they were all past their best at this point, but they were playing week in, week out. So
and Aaron, if you're, let's say you're Ten Hag tomorrow, right? You've got the haircut for it. You're almost there. Bit of a 12 o'clock shadow. You know, you could push the Ten Hag look. Who knows? Halloween could be an idea for you. Just saying.
Turtleneck. Get a turtleneck.
Yeah,
there you
get
go.
a turtleneck. A little blazer on. You could smash it. Aaron Ten Hag. I like it. Is there any weaknesses, or let's say you're in the dressing room with the lads tomorrow, yeah? What are you identifying as weaknesses for Tottenham, what we can exploit?
I'm in the dressing room. First thing I do is slapping Harry Maguire.
Oh,
he's still injured. He's still injured though, isn't he? So you're all right there. You're fine.
Let him be injured, man.
Still
Let him
being
be
around
injured.
the squad.
Yeah.
Sorry, any weaknesses for Tottenham? Sorry, I lost my head then.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, any weaknesses you would exploit in Tottenham's game, or players you would utilise in that specific game?
Probably the wing backs. Perisic is old, so yeah, he still does a job going forward, but getting back, Doherty I don't rate. I thought he was all right at Wolves, but since going to Tottenham, he's just become a liability. Even down the middle, like in their 3, Eric Dyer. I'm not convinced on Eric Dyer.
I think it's been better, sorry to pick at you on. I think he's been better under Conte though. Since Conte's come in, he's looked a lot more sure. I would say, just my personal opinion.
He's you know what? He's gonna go to the World Cup, and it's fucking infuriating that he's going to the World Cup. Honest God.
I'd rather him go than Harry Maguire though. I have to put it out there. It has to be said.
I feel like if we could open up the game a bit, and maybe if it was Rashford down the middle, isolate him a little bit, because he's not fast at all. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like Eric Dyer's good when he's in a good system. But if you can kind of break through and isolate him a little bit, that might be a weakness. But definitely the wing backs. I think Perisic could definitely get him 100%. Like, and he's going to be on the side, obviously, defending against Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony's been in good form at the minute. Hopefully that continues tomorrow. And Rashford doesn't miss a sitter like he did on Sunday. Again, a similar question to you, Devo. What would you identify as our weakness? And let's say you're Conte. I can't give any analogies for Conte because the haircut and stuff. But what would you do if you was Conte tomorrow? What would you look to exploit?
It is your back line, you know. It's all of him, but it's how you play with him. You know, like what's already been said. Martinez gets forward. You get me? I don't know who your other centre back's going to be, but they're probably going to you're going to play in our half. Once we get that ball and Son's on the run, and Kane plays that pass. Oh my God, I'm getting toe cramp. And Kane plays that pass. It's curtains for you. It just depends if he can play the pass, how much we're going to get at the ball. I know someone then said, I know Aaron said Perisic. Perisic might not play wing back, because he's not got no attackers wide right, so Perisic might play there in a 3-4-3. That's what I'm thinking. So if we do play like that, I think the midfield will be decent. I don't really think he's going to break through it. Or you might have the odd chance, but nah. I don't see us being great. So it's a bit of a tricky one.
What about Ryan Sessegnon? Is he injured? Or do you think he'll play?
I think he played in. Did he not play in? Oh no, he didn't start the last game. Did he?
Nah, he caught off the bench, I think.
Would Lucas Moura not start in the right though?
I don't even know if he's fit. You know.
He's not
He
been
came
in
off
great
the-
form though, has he?
He came off the
Lucas
bench
Moura.
last game though.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
I wanna ask you about Son though, because obviously last season he equalled with Mo Salah, was it, for the Golden Boot, 24 goals or something. Obviously had a phenomenal season. Had that kind of period against Leicester. I think he scored 3 goals in like quick successions, like 15 minutes or something, 20 minutes. How has he performed this season? Has he been the usual Son of late, or because I've seen dips in? I've seen him in games and he's not been as effective as he usually is.
Listen, the perception on Son is different if you watch him all the time. Son is a purple patch player, so he'll go on a run of 10 games and score 12 goals, but then he'll go on a run of 10 games and give you 12 stinkers. So it's he's doing what I expect him to do. All right, cool. Last season, he scored a lot of goals, but he scored a lot of goals in a short amount of games. If you get me, he didn't score a lot of goals across the season. As mad as that does sound, Kane's our main threat still, creation and scoring. If you're concerned about anyone tomorrow, it should be Kane straight up.
I think it's Son. Son's going to hurt us tomorrow because Harry Kane's been dropping in, man. And if you're countering us, whenever we come up against pace on the counter, even against like Ammonia, they had that one rapid guy in every time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he sends Son on his way. I think we're going to flap it.
If Ammonia's number 7 is causing us problems, you best know that Spurs' number 7 is going to cause us problems, because Son is, in my opinion, I think is a baller. I've got some quick fire questions for you lads, so just a simple yes or no answer, or the player, whoever it is I mentioned. Will both teams score tomorrow?
No.
No.
Nah.
Severe? Is he saying no there? His audio's cutting out.
I can't hear it.
No, he's
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Sorry.
I said no at first. But I think I'll say yes now. Just
Okay.
because everyone said no.
I agree. I think both teams will score tomorrow. Will Harry Kane score tomorrow?
I've said no, so nobody's scoring.
I'm gonna say no.
I've got Harry Kane in my fantasy team, so I hope he scores.
Whoa! I see where the loyalty's lying now. FPL United. It's right. FPL's right up here. Anyway, you've got a lot of catching up to do with me and Sam Severe, so I'll worry about that first. Will Christian Eriksen start tomorrow?
No.
Don't think so.
Oh, don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me. I can't deal with Fred in that midfield. I really can't. I think we lose. I think it's literally as simple as that. If Eriksen does not start tomorrow, we will lose. Will there be more than 2 goals?
No.
No?
You know what?
Yeah.
There might be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It might be one of them. Yeah, I think there might be.
Okay. And then one player from each of you, whether that's on Tottenham side or United side, who you think is going to be danger man / man of the match.
Son.
Højbjerg.
Ooh, that's a very outside shot. He scored in the last game though, didn't he? Højbjerg.
Yeah.
Højbjerg, fucking hell.
Because you know why? Do I specifically remember that? Sorry, Sam. Just let me tell a quick little thing here. Because my mate had him in fantasy in the FPL, and everyone was like, "Why the fuck have you got Højbjerg? Like, he's never gonna score. He's never gonna get an assist." And literally that game he scored, and he was like, "What did I say to you? Oh, shut up." And he was like, "Ah, right, fair enough." Sorry, go on.
I'd say Kane. I think it's gonna be like a no-score draw, but I'd say Kane. He'd be your number 1 threat.
Okay. And I wanted to do something a little bit fun, do a combined 11. Let's see how it goes with Devo, who wants to put in with Tottenham players. So we'll start off with the goalkeeper, Lloris or De Gea.
Lloris.
It's obviously going to be relatively
Lloris.
Oh.
Hugo Lloris. I can't have David De Gea's distribution. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it.
Can't do Lloris's. Can we not go for the backups instead? Can we not use those options?
I don't even know who your backup is.
Fraser Forster, big baller. I take Dubravka over Fraser Forster, but Dubravka, personally, if I'm doing an 11, that's who I'm starting over everyone else.
Shut up.
Wow, that's mad. Aaron.
I'm saying De Gea.
Severe.
De Gea, man. Come on.
David De Gea is going in the combined 11, so I'm not happy about that at all. I
Fucking
can't believe Fraser Forster got through in the mix. Mental. Right back, who we saying? Diego Dallo, Dr. Emerson.
Dallo all day.
Spence, he's not played, man.
You can't throw a guy in who's not had a game yet.
Yeah. I think he has to at least have 1 minute
Yeah.
on the pitch or something. I think that's got to be like.
Dallo.
Dallo.
Baller, by the
Should-
way, baller.
Yeah. Would you agree with that, Sabir? Dallo, yeah? Yeah, man. Centre backs. What are we saying? Varane
Romero.
in there. Got to throw Varane in there. 100%. Oh, no, because then
Romero,
He's done-
Lissandro.
But I think they're both similar. So would it not be Romero and?
they are the
Varane.
Argentinian centre backs, though, as well. Be nice to get a little Tottenham player in there. You know what I mean? Just because.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Romero and Varane. Varane's like the Rolls Royce, isn't it?
I'd go Lissandro Romero if we have to put a Tottenham player in. I'd go with them.
Hold on, if we have to.
Yeah. Because if I pick the United pairing, Nick's gonna have a go at me and say we got to have a Tottenham player in. So I have to put a Tottenham player in.
No, we have to put a Tottenham player there because they've considered less goals than us, so
Yes.
we can't just.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm saying that with Tyler.
we've considered way more goals than Tottenham. I'm gonna go Romero and Lissandro.
I'll agree with that
I
because
agree.
I can't take Lissandro. I cannot take Lissandro
No.
out of that team for how he's been performing, and that's a Warriors centre back line in it. So I'm happy to have them two at centre back. Left back, this would be interesting. Perisic, Sessegnon, Luke Shaw, Malacia. Oh dear, who you throwing in there?
I'll take Perisic. I like Malacia though. Yeah, I like my man. I do.
Just because he's not been starting recently, I'll go Perisic.
Sam.
I'd have to go with Perisic because, like Aaron said, Malacia's not started. If Malacia was still playing and he was in form, I'd go with him. But yeah.
Severe? Same. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Across the line, Perisic at left back. Interesting. Midfield. Who are we going to put in midfield? Casemiro.
Casemiro has to start. Like, has to be.
3.
4-3-3.
We're in a midfield 3. Yeah.
I want Højbjerg in there, please.
Can't have two defensive midfielders in there, man.
No,
Højbjerg's not defensive, he's box to box.
I'm picking on current form and just what I know what I'm getting. I'm picking. I know it's going to be controversial. I'm picking Højbjerg over Casemiro at the minute.
That's
Wow.
my boy. Aaron's my boy, you know. This is
Nah,
my
do you know what?
They've had a sneaky discussion before this, haven't they? They've had a look at the notes and they're like, listen, when we get to this combined 11.
Honestly,
I don't think that's
I've thought
controversial.
for a while.
I think that's a valid.
Go
That's a valid. Yeah, go on, Aaron.
I think for a while, man, Højbjerg slept on. You know, he's a genuinely good player. I rate.
1000%.
Evo's absolutely loving this. I've been telling everyone.
Remember what Højbjerg came from? Højbjerg came from Bayern Munich's academy, played under Pep,
Yeah.
played under Jose. When you see under Tottenham, he's the only man that was passing the ball forward. You know, watch Højbjerg's passes. Watch Højbjerg pass at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Not so much away, but when we're at home and he's passing it, he's the only man that can pass through the lines, finds Kane to his feet, finds this guy to his feet. Højbjerg's a big baller, man. He's better than Casemiro right now.
He slept on. Did you watch him in the Euros?
Yeah.
No.
He slept on in the Euros. He's even more like offensive as well.
Yeah.
Listen,
So it's not.
So,
So Casemiro hasn't been like. Sorry, go on.
I'm not saying Højbjerg's better than Casemiro, but I'm just talking right now because Casemiro's not
You know
barely.
that's going to be the clip though, isn't it? I'm going to put a clip out there. I'm going to say Aaron's saying
I can't-
Højbjerg's better than Casemiro.
I can't believe we're putting Højbjerg in over Casemiro. What the fuck are we doing?
It's current
What are we doing?
form, man. No, on current form.
Jesus Christ.
On current form, Casemiro hasn't been consistent. He's good. He hasn't been consistent.
I'm outvoted.
Casemiro drops a 2 out of 10 and then a 10 out of 10 in the same game. It's weird.
Exactly. There's no consistency. That's the only reason why.
Højbjerg's one of the midfielders. Who's the other two? Ericsson, I'm going to throw in there, 100%.
Ericsson
has to be in there. And Devo, you said you need a creative midfielder, so I will.
He's the best midfielder this season out of all of the options.
Yeah, Christian Eriksen's got to be in there, and then it's Bruno, Bentancur. No, actually,
Bruno.
we've got Højbjerg. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes, but he's not been great this season.
Yeah, but I don't feel like Spurs ain't got a creative midfielder. So
Yeah, well, Eriksen's in there, isn't it? So yeah, it's up to you guys. You throw one in.
I don't want to drag this out long, but I might go Bentancur. I'm sorry.
I like Bentancur, good player.
I like him.
I'm just trying to think of your options, and that might be the best
I don't
one.
want to drag it.
Yeah, I don't really want to
myself.
select it though. But out of what's available, that might be what we have to pick.
Okay, so Højbjerg, Bentancur, and Christian Eriksen. On
Yeah.
current form,
Benton
Sam is
Core
really
over
not
Benton.
happy about
On current
that.
Fucking infuriating. I'm gonna have to make
That's
this.
a top 10
I'm gonna have to
finish,
make
that.
this graphic, and I'm gonna be so annoyed. I'm gonna be in
He's gonna
fucking.
change it to
I'm gonna be in
Casemiro.
Photoshop later, just like for fucking.
Right, let me get a little bit of perspective on this. So far we've got, who was it in net? David De Gea, Dalot, Romero, Lissandro, Perisic, and
Yeah.
then you've got Højbjerg, Bentancur, Christian Eriksen. Yeah.
Yes.
I'd say, are we all agreed in that? I know Sam's thoughts on the current situation, but that's what we're going with as a group kind of decision. The forward line, again, is another interesting point. Antony, Ronaldo, Rashford, Harry Kane,
Right,
Son.
if we're playing Seville's twisted form game, Anthony's got to be in it, hasn't he?
I would go Antony, Son, and Kane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd go exactly the same.
Yeah.
Devo,
Yeah,
you're looking up
I
to the
guess
stars
so.
there. Talk to me.
And now I guess so. You know what? I like Kulusevski, but he's injured in it, so that's all.
Yeah.
And I would have took him out for Son, no, not for your boy. I'd have took him out for Son personally,
What?
or whatever.
Wow.
You might not see him. I'm watching these 90 minutes, yeah, and I'm seeing Son miss from the 6-yard box. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, this Swedish Don that we've got on the right is a big baller, but yeah, I'll agree there. That's a
I
nice
thought
one.
Conte was tough, but you need to get you in the dressing room, mate.
Son, you
Get
shit.
him on,
Get out.
Yeah, get in there. Sort your fucking shit out. Severe, sorry, what was you going to say then?
Sam, why is it my twisted game?
Because like every time we do these combined 11s, there's different criteria we have to pick from. One night it's on form, the next minute it's on like, oh, this player, what he's won and stuff like that. So there's no consistency. So it's just like, I can't.
Listen, you have to switch it up sometimes. You know what I mean? You got to mix it up a bit.
No.
Keep it spice.
That's called an agenda.
Yeah.
And you tweak the agenda to fit your criteria. That's all he's doing. I know the game.
I've always gone with form.
Is
I
that-
always went with form.
Yeah.
I always chose form. But anyway,
Well, look, it's the United channel, and we've got more Spurs players, have we, than the United players? Oh, it's pretty even, I would say. It's pretty close. Yeah. We've got 4 Spurs players and 5 United players, I think.
6 Spurs players, no? 2
Oh,
in
yeah,
the field,
it's
2 in the top, 2
Spurs
in
players.
defense.
So more Spurs players than there is Stinger. So yeah, I like that combined 11 though. Sam, I hope you enjoyed doing the graphic on that one. I don't try not to slip any more United players in there, but on current form, I would agree with that. I have to say. Let's do our actual predicted 11s. Aaron, I want yours first, please, if you can. For tomorrow night.
I think at the minute the back line's picking itself, so I'll go De Gea, Dalot, Varane, Martinez, and I think Luke Shaw will start. I'll go Casemiro. I think McTominay's going to play. He's back, so I think he'll play. And Bruno, and then up front, I'm going to go Anthony. See, this is where it's tough now because I think Ronaldo will play, and I think Sancho's going to be dropped, and Rashford on the left.
Yeah, Martial, by the way, is 100% out. He will not play or be on the bench tomorrow night. Just
I don't want to see him play for United ever again anyway, so but we'll skip
Careful.
that one.
Be careful.
Got the chairman. You got the chairman of Marshall FC here. So
we've got 5-10 minutes left. I'm not getting into this Martial debate. I refuse to do it. Devo, give us your predicted 11 for Tottenham tomorrow, please.
Obviously, we're gonna have Lloris in there.
No.
Me personally, predicted. I'm personally 2 different things, but now Lloris is gonna start captain, whatever. Boom. On the right, Emerson's back, so I'm not sure, but I think it might be Doherty just because he started the last few games. Centre backs, so Romero, Dyer, and Ben Davies. Oh, that stinks as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, you played Ben Davies at centre back. It's a bit like, I'm not sure
it
about
works,
that one.
but not well. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think left wing back. I don't even know who normally plays there off the top of my. Oh yeah, Perisic might be there, so I'll say Perisic. Probably have the 2 in midfield. So here's what I think we might actually do. I'll let you in on some insider secrets here now. Here's what I think we might do: Højbjerg, Bentancur, and I think we'll have someone in like the whole ish. So it's a midfield 3. I don't know who that would be. And then Son and Kane up top, with Son with the license to just run wherever the hell he wants, and Kane with the license to drop deep and find him whenever he wants. But yeah, that's my prediction.
Son is the one player in that team who's kind of allowed, like Ronaldo was in the final for us in Moscow, kind of allowed to not track us back as much as the other players. He's got that free roaming thing, and he can't. Yeah, he's going to be dangerous tomorrow. I can just see it. I can visualize it. Survey predicted 11.
Yeah, the back four picks itself. So I'll go to same back four with Aaron, Dallo, Varane, Martinez, Luke Shaw, David De Gea, Scott McTominay, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony, Ronaldo, and Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, exact same team as me. That.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam?
Yeah, exact same as Severe and Aaron. Same team.
Okay. It's weird actually predicting one that we're going to put out there because last season, trying to predict an 11 was impossible at times. Sorry, go on, Dio.
I've got one for you. Do you think you could play Sancho in the 10 role? I think that could work.
This has been brought up a few times, you know. Who was it who said it? One of my mates said it to me the other day when I was in a party with him. And he was saying, I think Sancho could play as a number 10 because on the wing, I don't think he's quick enough. I don't think he's got the pace at all. You know, one thing that stood out for me when I watched Manchester Derby, I saw Kyle Walker at right back, and I said, "There's not a chance he's getting past him. He's not even a threat to Kyle Walker because he knows he ain't going to beat him. He is a very good dribbler of the ball, but he doesn't run at his man enough. No way near enough.
If he plays if he plays a 10 though, his passing's not that great. He can pass, but he's not at the level of a 10 that he needs to be.
If you watch his passing for Dortmund, he's actually a good passer. Like, you can play some nice
balls. Not for United though. He hasn't. It's been terrible.
Yeah.
Been absolutely terrible for Manchester United. He can't pass 5 years in front of him.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think Sancho has the technical ability to play in the 10, but his work rate wouldn't allow him to play that position because as much as Bruno gives the ball away and does all that, he chases back. Like Bruno, he adds to the 3 in the midfield. So sometimes he falls back and chases back. I don't think Sancho has the work rate or the engine to play the 10. Technically, yes. I think he has the vision to do that. But then back to the starting in lineup. Do you think we could see Anthony, Rashford in the striking position and Sancho as well, and then Ronaldo on the bench? Is that a possibility?
I think there's potential for that, but then it's I don't know, because I think it's going to be a few tactical tweaks tomorrow from Conte, and I think it's going to be some tactical tweaks from Ten Hag. So I don't know. I have no idea how it's going to play out.
There's a lot of
because he might want to go with pace.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I don't know how it's going to shape up.
There's a lot of stuff on Talk Shite that's talking about Ten Hag might drop Ronaldo, blah blah blah. So whether that has any validity to it, I doubt it. But like, it could happen, possibly.
But I know with his I know he's been in poor form for us, and it's been a topic since fucking June. Like, it's been ongoing for so long with Cristiano. But with his record against Spurs, and like you said, Ronaldo's one of them you can just pop up at any moment. Like, there was doubt. I think the actual game against Spurs, or it might have been Norwich, I'm not entirely sure, but he went through that patch in December and January where he didn't score at all. It was like his worst drought since 2010 for Real Madrid, and everyone was saying the same things. I know there's a slightly different look of him physically this year, and he's struggling with mobility and stuff, but that goal-scoring instinct is still there for me, and I still think he can produce in big moments, given the chance. That's just my personal opinion.
His head's not here. His attitude and his head isn't at Man United anymore.
Nah, his attitude. It's Ronaldo, man. No, he's professional footballer.
No, he is, but he doesn't want to be here. Like, he doesn't want to be at the club, and that takes you, even at the top of the game that he is, that takes 0. whatever percentage, and that's a hell of a lot when you're Ronaldo. So he doesn't want to be here, so that changes a lot.
Do you know what keeps getting overlooked though? I'm not saying by us, but just by like altogether. The service he's getting is poor. It is poor, man. Like,
especially against Newcastle.
Shocking. Yeah,
like for Devo, who's an outsider, do you feel like United fans, how like we're being now, how do you see the Ronaldo situation? Because it'd be good to get from an outsider.
You see with the Ronaldo thing, it's hard because it's Ronaldo in it. But as a player right now, Ronaldo is not what you need, and was not what you needed either, and he's more of a hindrance because when he's on the pitch, obviously there's 90 minutes in the game in it. 85 minutes out of the 90, you're carrying him as a player. You're practically 10 and 11. He doesn't press that much. You're not chasing the ball. When the ball's at his feet, we're gonna have to admit he's a bit of a liability now. Practically, you want him in there to tap the ball into the back of the net and nothing else. And when you're not creating the chances for a man to do that, what's he on the pitch for? You know what I mean? But you do have to, we still have to respect the fact that he is Cristiano Ronaldo. So if you give him that chance and there's any player you want the ball to drop to in the world, it's probably him.
Like, for me, I feel like us and Ronaldo are at such different points now. Like, I feel like if you put Ronaldo in like City's team doing Haaland's job, he'd clean up, he'd be bagging the same amount of goals. You know what I mean? But I just feel like now when we ain't a team that comes into service, we're more flair off the cuff counter attacking. Don't really suit him, and he cuts a frustrated figure because when he does get a chance, he's isolated in the box.
Survey, he was going to mention something then. Sorry, Devo,
Yeah.
please sec.
Yeah, you guys know how I feel about Ronaldo. Like, I'm not hearing this. He doesn't get chances. Did you guys watch the Sheriff game? Like all the chances he got against Sheriff, you can't put that away. Like, I'm not hearing that thing about he doesn't get enough chances. Ronaldo is not just the same player that he was, and we have to just come to terms with that. The problem now is he scores one goal, and then everyone goes, "Oh, he has such and such number of goals," and blah blah blah. He's not the same player. It was a really big mistake bringing him back in, and I've never had this loyalty to the guy at all. Like he's not my GOAT. He's my number 4. Like if I'm going to rank all the best players in the world, like he's not even top 3 for me.
Yo, I'm getting off, boys.
He's not. Nah. He's a goal scorer, but he's not. My, anyway,
I want to hear the 3.
Yeah, I need to hear the 3 rapid. Just reel them off quick for me.
How is he? He's minimum number 2. Minimum.
Just let me take a drink and then I'll listen to him.
Why?
Who's the 3?
Because the 3. Messi is my number 1. Ronaldinho is my number 2, and then the real Ronaldo. The real Ronaldo is number 3.
Ronaldo, the real Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
The pain.
Bro, what has Ronaldo done that you've not seen anywhere else before?
700 club goals, 140 into.
Listen, okay, let me rephrase.
Go on.
Let me rephrase my statement. He's the greatest goal scorer, right? But he's not my greatest. He's not. I don't rate him as a great footballer.
That is a bombshell to drop right at the end of the show today. I'm sorry, but that is a big bombshell.
R9's job was to score goals, but Ronaldo does it better than him.
And score. Yeah.
Mate, what R9 has done, like the kind of goals that R9 has scored, Ronaldo can never dream of scoring those goals, right? You guys come from the FIFA era. Remember, I'm a boomer, so I saw R9 take the ball from the middle of the pitch at Barcelona and at Inter, and do that. You know.
Can I?
Severe, like you're like with like I'm not as old as you, but I'm older than these lads, so I'm in the same era as you. I'm in the same era as you because like I grew up watching Serie A in the like late 90s, early 2000s. So Ronaldinho, Kaká, all that sort of stuff, Shevchenko. So I agree with you. Ronaldinho and R9 are fantastic players and probably would make my top 5. But in terms of just everything that he's achieved and the goals he's scored, Ronaldo's got to be minimum top 2. It has to be.
I want to say
Ronaldo has to be.
There's a couple of things, just 2 things or 3 things that I want to say, right? Ronaldo has done it in Serie A, he has done it in the Premier League, and he has done it in La Liga. He's the highest international goal scorer ever. He's got 700 club goals. He's won fucking 5 Ballon d'Ors, 5 Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues. Like he cannot be below 3 in football. He just can't. I know it's personal opinion and I know thing, but his accolades just stand up against anyone in the world on the planet.
I just said it. I said he's the greatest goal scorer ever. He's not the best footballer. As far as I'm
Did you watch Ronaldo 2008 when he was at United? And he was.
I watched it. I remember his debut for Manchester United. I watched him rip us apart when he played for Sporting Lisbon in the friendly before we signed him. I've watched this guy. When he left us then, I was like, man, fuck this guy. Like, he has no affiliation to us, nothing. He's always been a Real Madrid fan. He's not. I watched this guy.
I am smacked to what I'm hearing right now.
Does that sway your opinion?
Wait, hold on. Anyway, I think this should be another show.
Let's do another show.
It should be. Right, we will do a show and we'll call it, I don't know, the Golden Goat on a Sunday or some shit. I have no idea. I'll do the logistics behind the scenes. But we need to do this as a show.
We should actually do that top 10. We'll make our top 10 and we'll debate it.
Okay, perfect. Right. Anyway, guys, aside from the GOAT conversation, Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford tomorrow. Thank you for watching, everyone. Subscribe to the channel, like the video if you're excited for the game tomorrow. We will have a live watch-along from 7 o'clock when the squads get announced. And if you want to follow us on socials, all the handles are at the bottom of the graphic. Go on.
Score predictions. We didn't do score predictions.
Oh, shit. Yeah, because I got distracted by the GOAT conversation. Sorry. Very quick, very quick score predictions, please. No one? Okay. Right.
2-0.
Okay.
1-0 penalty, someone.
I agree with that. Yeah.
2-1 United. Scrappy goal to win the game.
Yeah. A lot of scrappiness here. Sam?
0-0.
Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for coming on, Devontae, into enemy territory. I appreciate your analysis. Very good debut. Very good debut.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you to the other lads for coming on. We'll all see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock on this channel. Do not miss it for an absolute scintillating game. Can't wait for it. It's going to be a dodgy VAR decision and one shot on goal. Let's see what happens. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you very much. Peace.